when I was relocating to Nairobi, I was coming to salvage my marriage, which never worked. Instead of maybe my hubby coming back to us, he came back to us when he was sick. Mind you, he came when he had already abandoned us for almost 2 years. And you know, I was asking God so many questions in tears. Why, God? Why have you brought him? You know what he has taken me through. You know what I have gone through since I got married to this family. But I knelt in my house and I prayed a very painful prayer. And I told God, because of these vows that you have reminded me, I don't want one day in heaven I will kneel and answer why I never honored them.
Tuko family, welcome to today's episode of Tuko Talks. My name is Yvonne Kawira, and today's episode is going to be an interesting one because the lady I'm about to introduce to you has gone through it all. Name it, backlash from social media, backlash from the in-laws, backlash from people she works with. But she's here standing tall and telling us that you can do this and you can come out of the other end of the tunnel being stronger and with lessons to propel you to the next level. Esther, I cannot even introduce you because you're a phenomenal woman.
Thank you.
The battles you have fought, I'm inspired by you.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Karibu
Yvonne.
sana to the show.
Asante sana.
Please tell us a little about yourself and where do you come from?
All right. Thank you so much, my viewers. Esther, as you have heard from my host today. And Esther is a very dynamic woman.
Yes.
And according to introduction from Yvonne, she's a lady who has seen it all, who has gone through like every phase of life.
Yeah.
And every pain that you can call pain that comes in our lives. So Esther is an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Esther is a mother. Esther is a mentor. And I know despite all this, I'm a role model to many. And we are here to inspire, to encourage, to give hope to people and to tell people tomorrow is better than today.
That's true. No matter what you're going
through. No matter what, tomorrow is better than today. So keep holding on until the end of this story.
That's so true.
Yes.
Tell us at the beginning, where do you come from and what background do you have?
No, Esther, I think I came from Rift Valley. That is where I was raised. I went to school in Rift Valley, high school. I went to college in Nakuru. I started working in Nakuru. I happened to meet my late hubby in Nakuru. And I started a family in Nakuru. Then Esther relocated to Nairobi because of the issues that came in with my marriage. Then Esther is a realtor. Esther is a counselor.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow, you're a woman of many hats.
Yes, many caps.
Nice. And it's all because of the things that you've gone through in life?
Yes. They have made me who I am today.
Right.
And I thank God despite the pain, because I think God has taken me through those phases for me to be who I am today. And for me to help somebody who is about to take the same route I had taken, and to help somebody who is about to make the wrong choices, and to tell somebody who is in it that there is God of another chance, and there is God who walks through the fire with us.
Nice.
Yes.
You mentioned that in your marriage with your late hubby, there were issues that forced you to relocate.
Yes.
Could you give us a brief of what happened and how you maneuvered that to the point where you decided now this is not going to work?
All right. Thank you so much, Yvonne, because I think my story is known.
Yeah.
I'll just highlight. And it is good I highlight because through highlighting you know, we have received a lot of feedbacks.
Yeah.
And I want to say I got married to a very good guy who was a very born-again Christian. I was also a born-again and serious with God, not just being born again. And, you know, I entered into marriage like any other person. And we started the marriage, but along the way, we had a lot of conflict between me and my mom-in-law. So we tried to work them out. Which at least even when we were working out, they had really costed me because one, I lost my son, my firstborn at 5 months due to the same struggles that we were going through with the mom-in-law. And after that, I also lost 3 other pregnancies. And God came through after, talking and consulting and, engaging her through many platforms, my family, my pastor. And we thank God we were able to have our firstborn, now who I can call the firstborn, our lovely daughter called Shekinah. And my marriage now started taking another shape because now God fought our battles, the children and what have you. And for me, I think you have heard me, I relocated to Nairobi 2013. When I was relocating to Nairobi, I was coming to salvage my marriage. Because what I know is any woman who gets into marriage, haikuwagi kubahatisha hivyo.
Unakuanga umemini.
Tunakuwa tumeamua, tunakuja kujenga boma. So along the way things or shits happen. And I don't think there is any lady who goes to a marriage with other intention. There are things, underlined issues that happen along the way that make all these things happen. So when I was coming to salvage my marriage, which never worked. And instead of maybe my hubby coming back to us, he came back to us when he was sick. And I want to say something because there are many people who view us, and there is one friend of mine who told me, well, how can we tell that your hubby was sick? So his sickness is known. He came back when he was sick, pancreatic cancer stage 4. Mind you, he came when he had already abandoned us for almost 2 years. So he came, and the same Esther who he had taken through pain was left again with him. And I remember it was not easy for me, Yvonne. I was so bitter with God. And I was asking God so many questions in tears. Why, God? Why have you brought him? You know what he has taken me through. You know what I have gone through since I got married to this family. Yeah. And God or the Holy Spirit reminded me about the vows. And that is why I talk to the young ladies or a young man there who is intending to settle down. Yeah. Because sometimes when you're in love, there are a lot of excitement that comes with love until you don't remember these other things. Your main issue here is love and getting married. And even when we are doing these weddings, we do those vows just for the sake of it. They never hit our mind until we start the work of having a home. And immediately the Holy Spirit reminded me those vows. I'm telling you, when I was so mad with God, zikakuja kwa my skill. It was like, God, why? But I knelt in my house and I prayed a very painful prayer. And I told God, because of these vows that you have reminded me, I don't want one day in heaven I will kneel and answer why I never honored them. And God is so faithful. The way he gave me the grace and the strength to take care of my hubby. And those who have gone through cancer, it's not a good disease. Yeah. It drains you emotionally, psychologically, financially, call it everything. So God gave me the grace that I was able to take care of him for 2 years, 4 months, until I tried to figure out how I was able to take care of him. I don't understand. But God gave me the grace that enabled me to take care of him. Because it is not easy. And it is somebody who had, abandoned you, who had taken me through a lot of pain. But one thing that I'm always grateful to God, I was able to keep my vows to the end until he rested. And out of that, I have seen God's faithfulness. So that is what made me now relocate to Nairobi. And I took care of him for 2 years, 4 months, and God rested him. 2015, and again I started another journey of widowhood, which is never easy. It is a title that I really hate. It is a title that I never wish even my greatest enemy to experience, especially when you are left at a very young age, because I was really young, my kids were really young, I had gone another phase of pain, and because of the society how it is, I think the society has made me to look strong even when I'm breathing. Yeah. So every time people will see Esther, they admire Esther, you are a very strong lady, you will hear all those compliments, but it is only Esther who can tell the pain that she goes through in her bedroom. I will look strong during the day in my workplace, I will handle issues, I will handle my work, but when I go home, it is only Esther who can tell the pain. that one goes through. But I thank God for his grace. I've been able to go through. I've been able to raise up my kids. And one thing I told God is to help me heal. And it took a lot of years to heal.
Yeah.
And I think my healings, I started sharing my story, I think, around 2018. And Yvonne, I started sharing my story because I could hear people say, mtu akiongea huwa anapona. So I said, if that is the remedy that I can use for me to be out of this pain, why not? And there are real things that I have gone through in life. Yeah. So I started sharing my story. And you know, one thing that was really, you know, amazing to me was, I would read the studio like here, and I would receive a lot of calls. I would talk to many souls. I would talk to families that were breaking, they reconcile, the relationship that was dying, they come back together. But you know, Yvonne, I was left the same Esther, broken and wounded.
Did you ever get threats from the people you were talking about? For instance, of course, it is true that your relationship was strained.
Yes.
With your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Did it ever affect her?
I have never received one, because whatever I talk about,
is the truth.
It is the truth.
Do you want?
They are even witnesses. It is the truth. My church is a witness. Where I was in Nakuru, during the burial, people saw what happened. So there is nothing that, you know, I talk contrary to what happened. It is a real thing. So I have never experienced that.
Okay. Because they know it's the truth.
It is the truth.
During the burial, what happened?
There are many things that happened that Mom did during the burial that also added a lot of pain. Even the church that I was going to, they can attest to that. Yeah. There are many things she was talking with other lady. Do you know, up to date I have never understood. This is the son that you loved so much. But hata kuteremka, kumweka, kumchanga, kumzika, she never appeared kwa graveyard. She never. She was left kwenye tulikuwa we na marafiki yake tu. It's like everything was normal. Until today I have never understood, because this is the son she claims she loved very much. But the same son, hata wakati wa mazishi wewe huko unasikika ukiongea maneno mengi, kwenda kumzika paka kwa shimo huku karibia huku mzika, kuita upigwe picha, huwezi amka upigwe picha. There are many things that, anyway, I left them to God, because they may not add any value to me, but they are questions that I really ask myself, why? If you can do that in front of people, what of when Esther was alone?
That must be painful, because I'm
Very
imagining
painful.
Someone currently in a marriage that probably they're experiencing such strained relationships with their mother-in-laws. And for you, you managed to actually still fight for your marriage, even though you were still being fought yourself.
Do you know, during these 2 years, 4 months, Yvonne, because my family were in pain because of whatever my hubby had taken me through and the kids. My friends knew what he had taken me through. So when he came back to us, everybody kept off. I was left alone with my kids and I think my 2 sisters. Even his own family
kept off.
Watu wengi mimi Yvonne niliwaonea kwa mazishi, the family, his family, friends, and I cannot blame them because of whatever he had taken me through. So for those 2 years, I was just alone with him. Watu wengi niliwaonea kwa mazishi. But I thank God because I kept my vows to the end. Sitapiga magoti binguni nirudisha hata moja. I will never.
You did keep your word.
I did as God commands. Yes.
When you were just the two of you, maybe at some point in your marriage before it fell apart, do you remember one or several incidents where your mom-in-law practically told you, this is why I do this, Ama, you did something to cause, to warrant all this?
That up to date is a mystery.
You've never had a conversation?
I have never known why. Because even when we were trying to reconcile and, you know, my family would reach her, the sisters, the brothers, she was not coming out to say why she make us go through this. She never at any given point told me, Esther, you did this. You get that this is what made me do this. I cannot, up to date, I cannot give a valid reason that I can say. She said, she made me go through this because of this. Up to date.
Wow.
Yes.
So you maneuvered through these challenges and you still keep your word till the end.
Yes.
And here you are, you still haven't healed. You're out there telling people that this is my story, this is my truth.
Yes.
At what point do you decide to, seek ways to heal?
No, 2018, as I had said earlier, I started sharing my story because I would hear people say, talking, through talking, someone heals. And I went and my story is long. I've been all over. Until 2021, I told God, I cannot be preaching the gospel that it doesn't work for me. It works for other people. God, how can I say that, God, you heal, but I don't know what healing is? How can I say, God, you know how to remove pain while I've been suffering the same pain? And at that moment, I felt now I need to move on. And 2021, Yvonne, I tried another relationship. And I cannot say it was a bad relationship, but along the way, I realized a lot of things. Things that have even costed me, my name, to be, tagged in the media. And I told God anyway, I don't know why it happened, but there's a lesson that you wanted me to learn, and I learned it. I don't want to talk about it. It was on media. That is a relationship that also has made me go through a lot of pain, and I did away with it. And I told God, I think I need now to move on, because you have healed me. That is why I'm able to move on. But it is also another relationship that has really costed me pain. And I am one lady that I fear God, Yvonne, so much. I don't fear people. I don't fear you. I fear God who sees in the secret and who knows how to reward. So even when I was getting into that, I was getting into a relationship that was, according to us, was heading to settling down. Unfortunately, there were other intentions that I realized along the way. And when I went to that relation, I gave it all. But I thank God. Wazungu walisema better broken relationship than another broken marriage. So last year, many things happened over the media. I was accused of so many things that I was, zingine niliona, wengine wakiona, na zikani caused a lot of pain, but life must move on. Life must move on. I cannot die there because my destiny is big. And what I have realized, Yvonne, if you don't have something in you that scares the devil has no business with you. And I've been asking myself, why does my marriage and relationship huwa zinagongwa sana? And I've been thinking a lot why. And I have my own reason that God confirmed, indeed, that is why. So I will fight back because my intention and motives are always right. Until my destiny nifikie. So we are not fought because of anything else, Yvonne. We are fought because of our destiny, nothing else. Na shetani hapigangi mtu mwenye hana kitu. These battles are not for anyone. Ni sababu kuna kile umebeba ndani yako.
Wewe ni threat.
So it is upon us now to know ni nini hii inafanyaga Esther upigwe vita. And when I realized myself, I always talk to the devil on the face. I have to fight you. Devil, I know you. Bring it on. I'm ready to face it. And I have to conquer.
Wow.
Yes.
When you entered this second relationship with the hope of settling down, what is the one thing that drew you to this person and, kept you going until you realized this is not working?
One thing, I love somebody who loves God.
Right.
And when you come and tell me you love God, unless I walk with you and know to what level do you love God? I'm not just loving God, fearing God and, forsaking so many things that comes with loving God and fearing God. So there are many things that will, put on mask to us. Because maybe your motive was not right. There is something that I need from Yvonne that will make me look so real until I start working with you, that I'm able to detect, indeed, this was not God. Ni Mungu alikuja tu kama Mungu. But this person, there are so many things
that were not adding up. There's someone who's about to enter into a relationship and they're thinking the facade that has been revealed to them is the reality. And for you, using your experience, there must have been a point where you realize, no, this is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
What are the signs that you saw that directed you towards that direction?
One, I want to talk to a young person there who is looking forward to settling down. And I think now where I am, sometimes we are carried by emotions and we are too quick to believe and to trust, which is good because you cannot work with somebody that you don't trust. But I think we need to be taking time for us to be able to, to know who this Esther is and who this Yvonne is. And there are many things that you can be able to detect that are not adding up. For an example, this is a relationship that I have entered. There is an agreement between me that we are not just a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Our main goal is to settle down. Yeah. And in settling down, we need within maybe 1 year or 2 to have done this for us to actualize this. Yes. So along the way, there are many there are steps that you need to start moving in. So if you find that this person, maybe when you want, let's go to visit our parents after maybe a courtship of 6 months or so, he or she is becoming hesitant.
Question mark.
It is a question mark. When you want to dig deep about your past and this person, is like, we wachana na iliyopita. Iyo ilipita haitusaidii. You need to know, yes, it won't help me. Like me, my story is known. There is nothing I can hide because I don't have any reason to. So whoever will love me despite of what I have gone through. So I don't have anything to hide. Yeah. So if you find that huyu mtu ukitaka kumjua hataki mjue zaidi, go slow. The other thing is, one, there are those things that you agree we will do this. Ukiona huyu mtu maybe wewe ndiye anataka ufanye tu lakini pande yake hataki. Let's say maybe there is an investment you have agreed on. As we work on our relationship and we are settling down, we can do this together. You find that this person, ni yeye tu anataka ufanye, but you contribution yake
is not adding, yeah.
Ni kidogo sana. So there are few things that I have learned that they should, trigger you or provoke you to know, I think I need to go slow, or I think I need to end this relationship. Don't be too naive. Don't be carried by love and emotions. That is what I can tell people. Because what we do, we are so much carried in nimependa huyu mtu. Ukiona maybe ukimuuliza, hii simu yako, these people that hapana, mimi ni, yes, we are there. Like me, I am a brand. So many people will reach out to me. Lakini kwa nini hawanirichi na mambo zenye zinanihusiana na our relationship? You get? So there are many things that affect us because we are so much carried away by love and emotions to avoid the signal, the red flags zenye zinakuja, huyu mtu wangu atabadilisha. Huyu mtu wangu atachange. Only to find out time imeenda na umekuja kurealize when it is too late. Love, but not love blindly. Go into your relationship with your mind with you, with your brains with you. Don't be carried by emotions only. Yes.
What are the strategies you used to end this relationship? Because when you realized, and I'm sure women have a sixth sense where you realize this is not going anywhere and you plan to end it. It's not going to be abrupt because you may cause more damage. What was your strategy?
Like mine now, I think I had to do away with it.
Just abrupt.
Because I had tried, I had asked, this is not work. Why is this? Who is this? Blah, blah, blah. And when you're in love, unakuja unaambiwa hivi, and it's like, my man will change. Until now, kila kitu kika blow out. It was, out there in the public. Until, despite, I had now to end up, if I love myself, if I love my 2 children, I have to stop this and turn around and trust God for another phase. So mine, I had no option. I had to. Yes.
Was there any mvutano after?
Yes, haiwezi kosa kwa mtu umekuwa na yeye. There are things that I'm still working on, tunavutana, but I don't want to address them here because there are things that I'm handling them and I'm not here to discuss anyone. But mtu umekuwa na yeye for over 2 years, hauwezi kosa mambo mnaulizana, lakini si mambo zimezuia kila mtu aende njia zake na yule mwingine aende njia zake. Hapana.
You have come here as a former CEO who has also been dragged through the social media trolled, bullied. Take us through that experience. As someone who is trying to show a brave face, you're encouraging people out here, telling people you can do it.
Exactly.
But then you're faced with this challenge.
It is a very good concern, because I think I have been trusting God that one day I'll be able to talk to the public.
Yeah.
I'll be able to talk to my people out there, because I think I've gone through pain because of just being a loyal employee. Because being a CEO, anyway, I can be a CEO through my own company. Like now I'm a CEO of my own company. But by then I was employed as a CEO. So I was not the owner of the CEO. And one character or one thing, one of my principles, I am always loyal. Even in that relationship or in marriage, I am very loyal. So what I did, and that made me really go through pain, social media, is because where I was working as a CEO, I was in the front line.
You were the face of the company.
I was the face of the company. Everything, it was about me. And up to date, up to now, Yvonne, there are many people that believes that company belongs to me. I was doing whatever an employee is supposed to do, fulfilling my duties and meeting my KPIs. And you know, one thing that I do, I always take my work as my own.
Yeah.
Despite I'm being employed, inachukuaga hiyo kazi ni kama ni yangu. So I give it all. When the client comes, I will handle them like the company is mine.
Yeah. Because
that is my main goal. I am called to do that. Until now, everybody felt maybe this company is mine. And when something happened, it was, I think, ilichukuliwa kwa jinsi ambayo haikuwa. Because whatever happened, hakuna mtu mwenye tunaweza sema ni kunyang'anywa pasi. There are things that could have been sorted out, but maybe somebody somewhere, and you know this industry, it has a lot of challenges. It has a lot of battles. So ukakuta somebody somewhere was used to finish a brand ya mtu mwenye amebuild for over 6 years. And I would always want to say this. Si furaha ya mtu wakati an investor amekuja ameinvest money na anakosa. And I always feel I've also lost in a big way. Paka kwa nyumba mimi, kuna nyumba nishailipa sijaipata. And it is always a very painful thing. But hakuna mtu anakujaga akiwa na intention ya kunyaganya mtu. Hamna. Na nina feel the pain that the investors go through. But I think there is a way of sorting out issue rather than killing a brand ya mtu yenye amejenga for over 5 years, for over 6 years. So mimi niliumia kwa kitu yenye sijai kuwa involved. I've never been an account holder. You know, my work is just to do what I was employed to do. Myself, I'm an investor. So I cannot tell people do this nikijuaga inatupeleka kwa shimo. So I think the whole thing ilichukuliwa out of context. Na unajua kitu ikienda kwa social media, hakuna mahali unaitagwa wa useme, Esther, can you talk and say this? So and so, can you talk? Na hiyo umeona imeharibu kazi nyingi za wenyewe na inaacha watu na vidonda. Na ninasema, can we have a right platform? I am very grateful nowadays. There is an association yenye imefunguliwa ya real estate. Yenye inasaidia sana watu ukiwa na issue. You go to them. Sababu unakuta, if you're not careful, both clients and the owner, nyinyi wote mnapotelea. Sababu ameumizwa, ameisha, hata kile kidogo alikuwa nacho cha kufanya mambo kimeisha. So mwenyewe amelose, the owner wamelose. There is always the right way ya kufuata. Na tuache kuharibia haki watu the brand. It is so painful. That company is in my heart. Up to date, sitawahi jitoa hiyo jina ati Esther Lesedi. It is a brand and I'm very proud of it, by the way. It has made who I am.
In your
it
opinion?
Has made me who I am. And I had a very good, up to date we are friends with my director. He had no intention at all ya kunyaganya mtu. And he will never do that.
In your opinion, what causes a real estate company to promise to deliver a certain amount of properties to the potential clients, then they fail to deliver that within the stipulated time?
Let me tell you, Yvonne, in this industry, there are many things that come that are never, you cannot, predict they will come. And some of the things the company find themselves in, they are not intentional. Let me use one example. You have gone outside there and procure, let's say, a land. for you to sell to your client. You enter into an agreement between you and the vendor. Along the way, before even you clear with the vendor, a vendor passes on. That directly becomes a succession. Like Lesedi, one of the projects that really affected it, it was a succession issue. There is nothing much you can do about it. This is a court case. Until the court is through with that issue, there is nothing much you can do. Court ikitake 1 year, ikitake 2 years, there is nothing much you can do. Na unakutaka pia wewe, as the owner, pia umetumia pesa nyingi sana kuilipa hiyo shamba. Mwenyewe amekufa. Huwezi toa title, huwezi malizia anything until that issue is settled. Another instance, you are procured a land with the vendor, umemaliza kila kitu. Umefanya all the due diligence. From nowhere, wakati unauza hiyo shamba, one of the family member amekuja, amesema no, hii shamba ilikuwa yetu, haitauzwa. There are many things that comes, zenye watu hawaonagi, zenye zina affect mambo yenye haikuwa intention ya those directors. I can talk on behalf of them. That inekuta imefikia hapo, what do you do? If the clients cannot understand you, they take issues, you know, another direction, what do you do? So unakuta inamaliza the brand, na hata pia wewe client inakuaffect. Because the channel that has been used, haitakusaidia na haitanisaidia. We end up losing all of us. So hakuna mtu anaingia akiwa na intention ya kunyaganya mtu. But it has a lot of dynamic, they realized it. I have come to realize, and through experience, so many things happen along the way. Zenye hazikuwa kwa mpango.
What due diligence would you advise a potential landowner to do to know that this is a safe property to invest
exactly.
in?
You know, I always talk to prospective clients or clients who are looking for a land to buy or a home to buy.
Yeah.
Despite having a company that you are relating with, like the company that I was accused with, it was a brand that was known. So that one alone is enough for me to go and invest because the brand is known. But me as a client, I have a responsibility also to do my own due diligence. And I always tell the people, the society, due diligence is not just going to do a search of that land or that plot. There are many things that we are supposed to do. One, do the search of that land. Number two, enda kwa ground. Onyesho peleko uonyeshwe, this is the land that I'm buying. After, rudi huko tu peke yako Yvonne. Get to know the chief of that area because hakuna chief wa area hajuagi the history ya mashamba zake. Get to have a sitting with that chief. Umuulize na hii shamba niko na interest nayo. Unaielewa wenyewe ni nani? Iko na issues. Go to an extra mile of kujua mzee wa kijiji wa hiyo shamba ni nani. You know, with all those details, hata wakati unaenda kuwekelea pesa zako, you are sure of. Such is not enough to say that you have done your due diligence. Number two, involve also even your legal counsel, your lawyer. Let your lawyer advise you. So, tuache tu kusema nipatie search, nikafanye search. Do your due diligence. Get to the chief wa hiyo area. Uliza about your land. Uliza hata wazee wa kijiji wa hapo. Hii shamba unaielewa. Uko na any other issue. Then after you are settled down, sasa enda ulipe shamba yako. Yes.
Wakati uli receive all these attacks from
Yes.
social media, from all over, how did you deal with it?
They were not easy for me.
Yeah.
They were not, because I think I was really hate me as a person who was in the front line. And one thing that really make us go through pain is because you are not given chance to come and explain. When wanaenda kuweka story hata hawaja kutafuta, wasikize the other side of you. Out of malicious ways, unakuta tu umeharibiwa jina, which really affect us because we are brand. Tumejijenga to where we are. And you know, 90% of people there will trust the social media more than the individual. Kitambo ukuwe na wakati wa kwenda ku-explain, tayari your name is tarnished. Tayari watu wamekosa confidence na wewe. And you know, it is something that you have worked for so many years. So, one thing that I did me as Esther, I just shut. I kept quiet and I locked myself.
Yeah.
I never went out there to defend myself or to say, no, it was not like this, it was not like this. What I have never declined doing is picking calls. If I'm called by a client, I always pick their calls. I always converse with them because hakuna kitu nilifanya. Mimi nilikuwa pale kufanya kazi. So along the way hata mwenyewe si ati ni kitu alifanya. Ni hizo mambo zenye nime-explain zilifanyika na watu maybe maliciously. And you know this industry kuna a lot of battles. Tukajikuta where we are. So what I did is keeping quiet because now again silence also is enough communication. And through that watu wengi wamekuja kujua Esther was innocent in all this. Na inakuwa uchungu sana sababu ni wakati umeniharibia jina yangu. Ni wakati umeharibu the brand yenye nimejitengeneza nayo. But I really thank God because he has his own way of proving people wrong.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Where you stand right now and you know what goes into coming up with a whole brand and a company that is actually delivering services to people.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to people out there who are looking to probably own such positions you've owned before and to thrive in a male-dominated field?
One thing I want to tell those people who are really have a zeal to be like who we are today, are looking for those positions. Be ready. Be a very strong person who will be ready to defend the brand, to be loyal to whoever you are looking for. And talking about being loyal doesn't mean going against what is required. Because one, hata even the Bible says, kila kitu, hakuna crown yenye hailipiwi gharama. Be ready to pay the price for it. Number two, be ready to stand out there and advise your people. And be ready to deliver whatever you promise that you will be able to deliver. Because the main issue here comes for either delayed delivery or not delivering at all. So if your motive is not right when you're entering to it, don't do it. Because it will bring you down terribly. And it will bring you down together with your generation. So be ready to deliver according to your word. If you say you are doing this, you are delivered this within this a time frame, because those instances, see it is inakujaka kila wakati, maybe it is one or two, three projects, zenye zinajipata zikiwa na two small issues. But if you promise to deliver. Uphold integrity in a very high order. Uphold honesty and trust. Because what these people need, especially even diaspora people, is the people they can trust that they will be able to deliver. So be ready to deliver. If you're not ready to deliver, don't dare it.
Wow.
Yes.
You have collected or gathered a lot of lessons from your first marriage in how to relate with the in-laws. What are some of the things you would tell a woman out there who's either getting into a marriage that is already getting a serious threat from the in-laws, or they're already in that marriage and they're already noticing that there's a bad blood between her and the people she got married, the family she got married into? What are some of the lessons you would derive from your experience to teach other people out here?
I think the issues that I have gone through have really taught me a lot. And the way I see things lately is totally different from the way I used to view things previously. And one thing I want to, these are two-way things. One, I want to talk to the mother-in-law or the mother-in-law, because in few years to come, I'll be a mother-in-law. 10 years to come, my daughter will be getting married, my son might be also marrying. What I was able to realize is what, especially the reason why we go through a lot with our mother-in-law, is because boys are very close with their mothers. And that one I have learned through experience with my own son, who will be 14 years this October. And my son is so close, very close to me, something that I see even when he will be 30 years. Benaya will be very close to me. So it is upon me as a mother to be able to be very wise to advise my son as he grows up in every stage of life. When he will reach a point of settling down, I have to start detaching my love from him. And I have to be now diverting him to his spouse or his wife. And that is what we suffer from. Because when I realize, when the son marries a lady, and the mother, you know, is not able to balance between the love that was there before the son settles down and after he marries, that is where the conflict starts. Because what they see, they take us as a threat.
Right.
They see like, umekuja kuchukua upendo wa mtoto wangu. They forget now this son has really grown up. He has other responsibility that he has. Whatever he was doing before, he might not be able to do 100%. The other thing I want to speak to us who get married to these homes. Let's have a very positive attitude. Even when you start experiencing this, sit down with your spouse. Talk to your spouse, for the spouse to be able now to be able to handle the mother in a very wise way, because we came there to love them as our mothers. Tuliacha wazazi wetu, tukakuja kwa wazazi wao. So we came fully ready to love them. We don't come to, kuiba upendo wa watoto wao. So the moment I start receiving rejection, the only thing I can, because I respect her very much, I'll only sit down with my hubby and, can you kindly talk to your mother? And you as a son, it is good now you sit down with your mothers. Let them understand, mother, I love you so much. My wife amekuja kama msaidizi. Na ule usaidizi amenipa, it is extended to you also. Yes. I did bring her to be my helper alone, but to be a helper to you. You help us, balance between us, you and the mother-in-law. So that wache kuona kama tulikuja huko, kuchukua chenye tumekuta. And do you know, Yvonne, most of the time, sisi hata ndio huwa tunafanya yale mother-in-law, wanadhani ndizo zinafanywa na the sons. Unakuta hata mzigo mkubwa, because ni sisi tumekuta hiccup here and there. And the nature of a woman, wakati umeenter into a marriage or in a relationship, you want to perfect it. So, kuwa tunafunika mambo mengi sana, and we give the crown to the man. So, the mother there will see the man who does, while behind the scene, it is us who do those things. So, that is the balance zenye ningeomba. Mnapoletewa wale, those ladies, wanakuja kama wasaidizi. Hawakuji kuiba chenye kimeletwa kwako. And again, allow your son now. Uliweza kumlea, akaweza kufikia umri wa kuoa. Kwa hivyo kuna zile principle umeweka kwa kijana wako. Wacha hizo principle azifanyishe kazi. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
What is the one thing you can tell Kenyans from Esther Wagura as we wind up?
One thing I want to tell Kenyans, and especially those who follow us on social media, don't be quick to pick a stone and throw at someone sababu umesikia story ya mtu. Get to know this person, who this person is. Kuna watu wengi tunapereka kwa makaburi wanakufa sababu hawana mtetezi. Hawakufanya jambo mbaya, lakini wamebebeshwa mzigo, wamechapwa kipigo ambacho kimefanya aende kwa kaburi. Let's not be quick to judge, because even the Bible doesn't allow us. Get to know before ifike hapa, ilifika hapa aje. Before ifike hapa, was Yvonne involved in any way? Before umalizi, si watu wengi wako na nguvu. They are strong enough kucarry things zenye tumebeba. Kuna wengi mtu anafika mahali depression imekupata, unakuta umekunywa dawa umekufa. I have tried it.
Jeez.
I had tried it. So ningekufa nini, Yvonne? Ningekufa kichapo cha mtu mwenye hata hanijui, ameona story ya Esther mwenye hajui. Ameona story ya CEO mwenye hajui. So let's be, let's not be quick to judge people. Let's do the due diligence before speaking or uttering a word ya mtu kwa social media. Because if there is something that is killing people, it's killing brands za watu, is the social media. Let's use it in a very wise way. Let's use it in a way that we will add value on people. Let's do the due diligence. Hata huyo mtu mwenye amekosea, what do you do to make sure hata kosea kesho? What do you do to make sure amechapwa amefika pale mwisho, ninaweza muinua aje? Because we are here to lift each other. That is what I can only say. Na wale ambao wanaingia kwa marriage, ningeomba tu, tumepewa roho moja tu, na kuna wakati watu hupitishwa mambo paka hiyo roho inakuwa tu vidonda. Ikienda kupona, take care of that soul that want to come and do life with you. Usikue chanzo cha kuikepereka kwa kaburi. Usikue chanzo cha kuimaliza. Our nature as ladies, sisi ukipenda umependwa na umependa. Hatukuwa na reservation nyingine ya kufikiria. Don't take advantage of people, of other people. simply because nimekuta Yvonne akona hiki, ninakuja na jina ninakupenda only, ni chenye ninatafuta kwako, nikikipata I leave you, go to hell, go to hell, wherever you. Kuna Mungu mbinguni. Yvonne might not do anything, but kuna Mungu mwenye Yvonne anapigianga magoti. Unaweza kuwa unaenda vizuri sana, but hiyo machozi ya innocent and somebody who had very right mind and motive inafikianga Mungu. God has his own way of offering justice. Wow. Tuogope huyo Mungu tu. If you fear God, if you allow the fear of God to drive you, yes, you will never take advantage of any situation or of anyone. Never. Let's fear God. Do you think
you will ever get to a point where you're giving love another chance? Ever?
Yes, I have.
Nice.
Why not? Why not? But I'm wiser now. Very wise. There are things that I will never do that I was doing last year but one. And that is why I have told people, don't be driven by emotions in love. There are many things that you need. In fact, if there is a sector, or I call it a sector, that you need to be very sober on, is love. Anything called love. Because many people, wewe unaona upendo, kumbe kuna mtu mwingine anaona kitu kingine. Wakati hicho kitu atakipata, ndio utarealize kuna upendo ulikuwa hapo. So go into a relationship, go into your marriage with your brains, not your emotions.
That
is what I can say.
The message that, yes, if you're not getting anything from this interview today, right here, is go into a relationship with your brains alert.
Yes.
So that you do not get into a marriage where someone has planned ulterior things, other things. They're selfish reasons why they're getting into relationships. They confuse you, and then you end up heartbroken, and then you bleed on people who did not hurt you.
Exactly.
How can people find you before we wrap up? And where can they find you?
I am available, very available. And as I had said earlier, I'm a consultant. By God's grace, apart from my own company, I have 5 more companies now that I'm consulting for. And my line is real estate and finance. And I'm also a minister. Due to what I have gone through.
Sure.
Nimezoea sasa kuongelesha watu in marriage, the youth. I am in churches, I'm in seminars. That is my calling. And my prayer is to see people's destiny being realized. Those people who are settling down, marriage is good. Hakuna kitu kizuri kama marriage. When you marry right, when you marry the right person. May God locate those people with the right people who are ready to settle down in the right way. My number that you can reach me with is 0742 056 209. 0742 056 209.
And the name is?
Esther Wagura.
Perfect.
When you wanatafuta to settle, to own a piece of Kenya, a plot or own a home, call that number. I will be able to guide you and I will be able to direct you on where you will invest na upate haki yako. God bless you, na wapenda sana. Diaspora friends of mine, Mungu awabariki. Feel free to call me, and nimepona and I'm ready to fulfill whatever God brought to do for me to do here and to chase my destiny.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Esther, for even heeding to our call.
Thank you.
And preserving time and making time for us out of your busy schedule, coming to our studios to share your story with us and share your wisdom with us. We cannot take that for granted.
Amen.
So we appreciate you, and we're wishing you all the best, even as you continue to build your empire, even as you continue to inspire and impact lives. We're wishing you all the best.
I'm really humbled even for this invitation. I don't take it for granted.
Thank you.
I am really humbled.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Tuko family, that has been the story of Esther Wagura. You've learned a lot and you have been inspired. Do you want to share your story with us? Please reach out to us through the email on the pinned comment, and reach out to Esther if you're looking for someone to walk you this journey of life. As a woman, as a married woman, as a mother, please reach out to her and help her, and let her help you walk this journey of life, being victorious. And thank you so much for staying with us till the end of the show. My name is Yvonne Kawira, and until next time, keep it Tuko.